Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Harmony One, whose current price stands at the $0.01605 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 3.55%. And in today's video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot waves and the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And now kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Harmony One from the all-time high has been seeing no prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.015 mark. Today we have made a new low here on the Harmony One chart, and in this video I want to focus on the key scenarios that I expect to play out. And I'll start my analysis here on the daily chart. Here on the daily chart, after making our initial low at around the $0.016 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, and we managed to break above key areas of resistances. But at the moment you can see that we are seeing a massive pullback to the lower side, which has now given us a new low today. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart, for those that might have watched my previous videos, after making our low down here at around the $0.016 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I was terming as an Elliot wave structure, having these as the wave 1, then a wave 2, then a wave 3, then I expected a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4, then a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1. But that movement to the upper side got invalidated the moment our wave 4 over here retraced into the high of this first wave, and having done so, I had to remove this Elliot wave structure that I had here on the charts and view this movement to the upper side as something else. And the only way we could view that as is just a massive ABC corrective movement. And after making the high for that ABC corrective movement, I expected Harmony One to continue seeing lower prices in a movement that I expected to follow an Elliot wave structure, that is a 5-wave structure to the lower side. And in that movement over here, you can see we have managed to lose key areas of support, and after losing those key areas of support, we have continued unlocking even lower prices. And in that movement right here, we have a chart pattern which is a channel, and you can see Harmony One has been trading within this descending channel, and this channel has continued to be respected because it has more than 3 touch points here on the Harmony One chart. And this gives me the short-term scenarios that can play out here on the Harmony One chart. It's possible that Harmony One might continue seeing lower prices and get back to the lower side of this channel, and that is at around the $0.014 mark. There's a possibility of that happening, and you can also see that we have lost a key area of support at around the $0.017 mark, and that would mean lower prices could be coming our way. And in this movement right here, maybe on the lower time frames, we can also expect to see a retest of this key area of support, which is right here. So we can expect such a movement on the lower time frames before we continue seeing lower prices, maybe here on the 4-hour chart within this channel that we have been trading within, and that movement could take us to the lower side of the channel. And once that happens, there are 2 possible scenarios that can play out. At the lower side of the channel, we can either find support and find a very nice bounce to the upper side, and that can only happen in case there is an increase in volume here on the Harmony One chart, and also a bull movement in the whole crypto market. So unless that happens, it's very hard for us to see a reversal once we get to the lower side of the channel. That is a reversal to the upper side. There's also a possibility that we might get to the lower side of the channel and break out of the channel to the lower side, maybe even see a retest of the lower side of the channel, and that movement would take us back to around the $0.01369 mark, which is a key area of support here on the V-chain chart. And you can see as we continue seeing lower prices, we are running out of key areas of support, and that would mean in case we break out of this channel to the lower side and get to this key area of support, the worst case scenario for Harmony One could be playing out, because once we lose that key area of support at around the $0.013 mark, I would expect a retest, and once that plays out, I would expect expect even lower prices to be coming our way. Also zooming in on this chart so that we can also have a wider view of this chart and maybe have an Elliot wave structure. Right here there's an Elliot wave structure that is playing out here on the Harmony 1 chart. We can have that Elliot wave structure starting at around the $0.05 mark. That is where that Elliot wave structure started to play out, having this as the first wave to the lower side. Then we saw a wave 2 to the upper side. Then whatever we are seeing in this impulsive movement that we are in, this is a wave 3 to the lower side. Then I would expect a wave 4 and then a wave 5. And once the wave 5 plays out, then we'll be also having a new low here on the V change on the Harmony 1 chart. And once that plays out, I would expect a very nice bounce to the upper side and maybe take us back to an all-time high. Getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this fractal wave that we are seeing over here. After seeing the formation of this first wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, and that is what was forming a wave 2 right here. And in that formation of a wave 2, we also saw the formation of an ABC corrective movement, because a wave 2 is always a corrective wave. We saw that ABC corrective movement, and after making the high for that wave C, and that completed the formation of a wave 2, we saw a very nice I can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of the wave 1 to the low of this wave 1 down here, to get to see whether that wave 2 has done the minimum that we expected a wave 2 to do to the upper side. That is between the fib level 0.618 and the fib level 0.382, and you can see Harmony 1 in that movement retraced into that target area before we started to see a very nice breakdown to the lower side in the formation of a wave 3. And very soon I'm hoping the low for that third wave will be in over here, maybe at around the $0.015 mark. No one knows the point at which the low will be in, but very soon we are making a low, and once that happens, then I would expect a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 4 before we continue unlocking lower prices in the formation of a wave 5. So whatever I expect here on the Harmony 1 chart, we are not yet done with making lower lows. We are just getting started, and once we see the formation of a wave 4, then we can sketch out a target area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 5. And note that the worst case scenario for Harmony 1 could be playing out once we lose the key area of support at around the $0.013 mark. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the 4-hour RSI. On the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 24 mark, and that means we are in the oversold region, and that would mean maybe the low is in here on the charts. That is in the formation of that third wave, and we might see a bit of a recovery to the upper side in the formation of that fourth wave. And it's good if I sketch out a target area to the upper side in the formation of that fourth wave, assuming that the low is in at around the $0.15 mark, and I just need to use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 3 to the low of that wave 3. That is at around the $0.15 mark, the low that we have made today, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that fourth wave at around the 0.618 fib level and the fib level 0.382 fib level, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And once I mark it out, I can also read the values. That is between the $0.027 mark and the $0.022 mark. So in case we see a bit of a recovery to the upper side and get back to around the $0.022 mark, which will be within this target area that I have drawn out here on the charts, then we can expect an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of wave 5, which will be giving us a new low below the low that you have at around the $0.015 mark. And once that plays out, then we can say Harmony 1 has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement, and we can expect a nice bounce to the upper side maybe in the next bull movement, taking us back to an all-time high. Also taking a look at the MACD. Here on the MACD, we had printed a bearish cross, and that means lower prices could be coming our way until the moment we print a bullish cross. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.